Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday evening. How's everybody doing? Craziness this week, but not because of Dogecoin. Dogecoin was really quiet. There was like no news on Dogecoin. I had to search far and wide to get just the slightest bit of news about Dogecoin this week. Why? Because everything was bonk, 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 bonk everywhere. Crazy. So we're going to talk about meme coins. We're going to talk about Bonk. We'll talk about Pepe and Shib. And of course, Dogecoin. And of course, the markets and everything else going on as well. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Let me drop down here in the corner. Look at Doge still 9.4 cents. If Doge is still above 9 cents at this point coming into next week, because you know what happens just a little over a week from now? Yes. Little over a week from now, we've got Dogecoin going to the moon. That's right, Doge going to the moon. That's going to be exciting. So next week is when we're going to start the hype building up for Dogecoin and a rocket ship to the moon. No one's talking about it this week because this week is all bonk, 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 bonk. But next week, that's when it's going to be. So get ready. Buckle up. That's going to be Christmas weekend. It's going to be crazy. So, but right now, yeah, we got to live through this, right? We got, a little red in the market, but there's red all across. Almost the whole cryptocurrency market is red today. And why is that? Well, because we went on a pretty good run during the week. And things were a little overbought. And I thought because the stock market was probably going to go down today as well, because after Jerome Powell had all those very great comments on Wednesday after FOMC that interest rates were probably going to be cut 2 or 3 times in 2024. But then today it was this other Fed guy, Williams, who was saying, well, maybe not, but kind of walking back some of those very dovish comments that Powell had said. And I was thought, okay, well, it's going to be a crappy day for stocks. And it ended up being a good day. S&P 500 up, Dow Jones. I mean, it's, you can never tell with markets, right? You can never tell. So stocks did okay today. Tesla was up. I'm happy about that. But crypto was down. Well, some crypto was down. So because I watch Ivan on Tech in the mornings to get caught up on things going on, I usually flip through because I don't watch him live because I'm not getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning or whatever it is when I can catch him live. But on the replay, he's got somebody who's so generous enough to put timestamps down there. And I kind of zip through all the DeFi stuff because I'm not into the DeFi, but I do get the good nuggets on the other stuff. And I like his Morales money bubbles here. I know Banter's got a bubble thing too, but I like his. So I look at his. And what do we have? We've got Bonk up 45% over the past 24 hours. Helium's up. Arweave, Injective, Osmosis, ICP. I don't know how ICP, I guess because it's been beat down so long that it is going up. And Aave, yes, I have Aave. Aave is one that I have. I know it's a DeFi thing, but it's one that I thought was going to do well. And I'm up on my Aave, so I feel good about that. But in the green, other than that, yeah, here AVAX is over here is Avalanche. And Solana's still up, mostly because of Bonk, keeping Solana up. Craziness. But we got some other crazy stories too to talk about related to Solana and Bonk. And we'll get into that as well. So that's what we have on the positive side. On the negative side, ordinals, the ordi and stacks. I told you guys the other week that there was some potential bad news about ordinals inscription on the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know if that's something that's going to be real or not, but I owned stacks and I sold it. I sold all my stacks. A little profit, wasn't great, but I just felt that there was too much of a risk of this whole Bitcoin ordinal thing going forward. And so I was like, you know, I'm just going to sell because I've got some other things that I'm interested in buying. So, and Celestia was one of them that I wanted to get into. And so I've got a chunk of Celestia. And then Superverse was another that I got into. And then I was holding the rest to see what was going on. And so, you know, Doge was just kind of doing its thing. And so we end up with Bonk, right? We get Bonk, right? As Kriss says here, got Bonk yesterday, right? Yeah, well, so did I. So let's see, Bonk on Coinbase. Should we look at that one first, or should we look at one? Let's look at the Gate.io one first, because that tells a bigger story about Bonk, right? So this is on a 15-minute chart, and we zoom out, and Bonk has had this long history, right? And I don't even know how far back this chart goes. Yeah, they go all the way. Gate.io goes all the way back to January of 2023, beginning of January. And Bonk had a little bit of a pump there, like the 4th and 5th of January. That's right above me, right here. You can see where I'm pointing right there. That's January. Little pump there. But then since then, it's just been flat, just nothing going on. Like, who would have thought, like, Bonk would do this craziness? Because there was nothing happening, like the whole year. There was nothing happening. So to see this incredible run here is just unbelievable. But these things happen, right? In crypto, just out of nowhere, these things happen. I didn't get into Bonk before, and I wasn't in Bonk all year. And besides, Bonk wasn't traded on the exchanges that I trade on, which are Webull, Coinbase, Robinhood, and I couldn't get Bonk on those. But excitement started to grow late November because there was a rumor that Coinbase was going to list Bonk. And I thought, well, if may get on the Bonk train, right? And that's what a lot of other people are saying, get on the Bonk train, right? But if you look back and you look at this whole, the whole year of trading Bonk down there, and it's like this craziness, right? Just, this is like the craziest chart. And it's like, where do you buy in, right? Where do you buy in on this? So then we go to the Coinbase listing here, and this Coinbase chart is just wild. Here's the Coinbase chart. This is just, I mean, this is it. It just listed and shot up, and where it shot up was just amazing. I'll go to the 30-minute chart. When trading started on Coinbase, yesterday. So many people were buying it that the price shot up to 0.00055, all the way up here. That price was not hit on any other exchange except Coinbase because of this huge demand for buying. And then all of a sudden, selling, this huge drop of selling, just craziness. So, after that, because I learned my lesson, right? Not to buy right at the start. Although I did on Jito the week before, but I got it back in and got out. So it's like, okay, so I'm going to play this one right. I'm going to let it come down and I'm going to see what happens. And there was just so much enthusiasm about Bonk. So I bought in at about 16. So that was about right here. This is where I bought in. It's right there at 16. Now, if you look back on that other chart, it's still, 0.00016 is still way higher than Bonk traded for the entire year. But that's where I got it. And this was just yesterday. And then you're looking at CoinMarketCap. There were two things that were printed today that were posted here. One of them was the Binance listing, right? So listed on Coinbase yesterday, and then there was news that came out late last night or in the middle of the night that, or at least where I am, that Binance was going to list Bonk. And I was like, Binance is going to list Bonk. That's not a good sign for a meme coin. That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing I thought of, because this is why. I remember Pepe, right? Pepe was like the big rage, right? Back in May. Remember Pepe being the big rage back in May? So we go to Pepe chart. We go to the daily and we zoom back. This was Pepe trading. Now, Pepe's never been listed on Coinbase, and Coinbase still hasn't listed Pepe, and I don't think they ever will. Questionable ownership of Pepe. But the Bonk guys must have done something, and to appease Coinbase in order to get listed. But Pepe never did. So Pepe, if you remember back in late April, early May, there were rumors that Pepe was going to get listed on Binance because you couldn't get Pepe anywhere else except Uniswap and some of those other, offshore accounts. But for people in the United States, you have to use a VPN, right, to trade on MEXC or Gate.io or any of these others, right? And Pepe shot up in anticipation of the Binance listing. And then as soon as it was listed, what happened? Bonk dropped, like huge drop. Because what happened is people had their Pepe that they got from some swap or wherever. And what they were doing was they were transferring it into Binance and selling it is what they were doing. How else do you get these huge red candles coming down here? That's what was happening. Is you just have boatloads of Pepe being sent to Binance and then being sold. So this huge sell-off happened. And I'm thinking that could happen to Bonk. The Bonk craziness might be over. So what did I do? And this is on Bonk, Coinbase. Back to the 15-minute chart. So I sold my Bonk. And I sold right here at 30. So I almost doubled. I was trying to double it, but I didn't actually. So I'll make that one red. And I make this one green. So I bought it here, sold it there. So I put about, it was around $4,000, which was 270 million Bonk tokens. And so I sold here. And I posted on X Twitter that I posted yesterday that I bought it, and I posted this morning that I sold it. Because I always post what I do, for the most part. But they're big things, right? And this was a big thing. So I sold it. And it actually sold off a bit more this morning. Or actually, no, it wasn't. That was the middle of the night. It was right here. Sorry, let me push that over. This is when it was this morning when I got up. That's where I sold it. So it sold off a little bit down. I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then it started coming back this afternoon, coming back up. But now it's coming back down again. So yeah, Ham says, Bonk finished. I don't know. Now, if you look at that Pepe chart, right? Pepe, just a huge drop. But then if you bought and you were able to find that bottom of Pepe, then you could make money buying it back up at that low price. And then as it goes back up, you make more money back. So Bonk isn't finished. I think this craziness is going to be over, though. I think we got about one more day of this high trading, and then possibly we're going to see this number here go down. And it's not going to be 25 anymore. It's going to go back down to the teens, and it may even gain a zero back. Again, this is looking at Pepe and what happened to Pepe. So I bought in and I got out, and I actually made more money in one day on Bonk than I made in 7 months on stacks. That's just how meme coins go, you know? It's crazy. You make more in one day, potentially. I mean, it's all a risk, right? It's all a risk. But I just thought with just the Coinbase, before I heard about Binance, that with the Coinbase, it was going to do well. And so I let this initial trading go on Coinbase, then bought in. And then this morning, when I heard it was already trading on Binance here, I was like, okay, I'm out. So I'm out of Bonk. One day. So I had Bonk for one day. And, you know, made about $3,000. And of course, it's a short-term capital gains. I'm going to probably pay $1,000 of tax. If you guys weren't here for my tax live stream that I had the other night, you got to watch that. It's saved on my channel. So I end up with like $2,000. But I'm out. I don't think we're going to see Bonk back in the threes. And in fact, I think it's going to be back in the teens probably by tomorrow. I could be wrong. I could be told they're meme coins. You have no idea. But based on what the trading has been before, that's what I think. So, can Bonk overtake Dogecoin? In my opinion, that's a no. That is an absolute no. Bonk isn't going to do that. But then you could have, like, all of a sudden, some huge number of people just start buying a crap ton of Bonk, and the price goes back up. But then I look at this. I like, well, on CoinMarketCap, I look at Bonk, right? And there's like 93 trillion total supply, but there's only 60 trillion circulating. So where's these other 33 trillion Bonk tokens, right, that aren't in supply yet? We haven't heard about burning Bonk tokens or any of that stuff that Shib is doing, right? Because Shib's got a crap ton of tokens. And they've got so many of them that they're trying to, like, you know, get people to buy, saying we're going to burn, right? We're going to burn, because there's so many Shib tokens, right? Bonk doesn't quite have that many, but if like a third of the total supply isn't even in circulation yet, and they sat through this whole dormant like 10 months where the trading was practically nothing, and now Bonk is taking off like it did here, we don't know what they're going to do, what they're going to do with these other 30 trillion Bonk tokens. So I was like, I'm out. So I'm out of Bonk. But just had to tell you guys that story, and just from my point of view, I mean, because I don't do swaps anymore. So I'm not on the Binance Smart Chain. I'm not on Uniswap. So I don't get in early on all these tokens. And there's thousands of them. Like every week, there's all these new ones. And you don't know which one's going to be a Bonk and which is going to be a rug pull. You don't know. So there's always risk in that, right? But Bonk had a couple things going for it. First, it was on Solana, right? So it wasn't an ERC20, it was on Solana, which was kind of interesting. And then now all these stories are coming out, right? That there were these things like, this is on X Twitter, this is my account. Where did that go? There was a story that I had for you guys, and it didn't come up. Well, I can just tell you what the story was, unless I do a search. I'll do a search here. Solana phone Bonk. Maybe that'll do it. Solana phone Bonk. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Solana mobile sales soars 10 times in the last 48 hours as Bonk available to claim with the phone are now worth more than the phone itself. So they had this deal. Solana had this deal with their phone that it would come with 30 million Bonk loaded on the phone, and they have all these phones ready to sell, right? Well, now because of this huge price increase in the price of Bonk, those 30 million Bonk tokens are worth more than the phone's worth. So guess what? Those phones have now sold out. They've sold out because people want to get those Bonk tokens, and they get a free phone then. Sell the Bonk, and you got a free phone. So that's kind of crazy, right? So you end up with, again, there's this other crazy chart, Bonk chart. Yesterday, I bought 7 Solana phones. Each Solana Saga phone comes with 30 million Bonk coins worth around $900 each. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It's like only in crypto, right? Can you have something like that? The Bonk tokens are worth more than the phone. So that is crazy. Once you receive the phone, you claim the 30 million Bonk. Now estimated, they say $860. Crazy. So there's that. And then there's one more story, which is pretty crazy too. Because Bonk came out just about a year ago. Solana devs. This is Solana now, because Bonk, first meme coin on Solana. It came out when Solana was in the depths after the FTX bankruptcy. And the Solana, you could buy Solana for like $8.50 for Solana a year ago. You could get Solana for that. And Solana was like, nobody knew Solana was going to make a comeback. But developers in Lamport DAO received a gift of billions of Bonk last year. That's right. What they gave out was Where does it say that in here? 25 billion Bonk tokens could have been claimed by these developers as an airdrop. They could claim them because of the work that they did, right? 25 billion Bonk tokens. At that time, just about a year ago, that total 25 billion Bonk tokens was worth $300. So how many of those developers do you think cashed out their Bonk tokens, their free Bonk tokens, for $300? I would say maybe a lot of them. The price started going up a bit because there was activity right on the Bonk blockchain. Some other people were buying Bonk. By Christmas Day, those 25 billion Bonk tokens were worth between $500 and $900 because the price was, there was activity, stuff was happening. So you had some other people buying Bonk tokens back then. But Bonk at that time, the price was 0.000000. I mean, it had a couple more zeros in it. If any of those developers held on to those 25 billion Bonk tokens, guess what that is worth today? 25 billion Bonk tokens. If they had held on, this was like 5% of the total token supply at the time, was airdropped. That amount would be $500 million. That's right. $500 million if you'd held on to that Bonk for a year. Craziness. So I haven't seen anyone who's actually said that they held on to it. But I mean, for a year where there was just no trading at all, that would be tough to hold on to that. But someone may have, and they might have sold out. And now, I mean, that's a huge profit from like $500 to $500 million. But you also could have bought a year ago 25 billion Bonk for $500. That's like those Shib stories that you heard about too. It's people buying all that crap ton of Shib and then becoming millionaires. Well, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So that's my Bonk story. And look at Bonk is dropping now as we are live. Now down to 22. So guys, I think the Bonk fun may be over. But again, this is just me guessing, right? I don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow, Bonk may be up to 30 or 40. You never know. But I sold right here. I sold right at 30 and I'm out. So we'll see. We'll see what Bonk does going forward. But I just thought, I'm going to get out and I'm going to wait. I get a little cash on the side now. And then get into something else. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens to Doge, right? If we see Doge is dropping now too. I mean, if Doge drops below 9 cents, maybe I'll pick up some more Doge. Doge may have a good week next week. We've got a lot going on. Even at this price, Doge is probably pretty good. But, I'm a trader and I've got a crap ton of Doge already. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm hanging on to that. That's what I'm doing. Hanging on to that. So that's my Bonk story, guys. Ryan says, I think a developer would have faith in what they developed and keep it maybe. These were other developers on Solana. I don't think these were the developers of Bonk that got this. At least that was what I took out of that story, was that these weren't the Bonk devs. These were Solana devs, or some devs that worked on Solana that were given these Bonk tokens as a gift for their work, right? On something, is what I think it is. But yeah, if it held on it for a year, what a payday. What a payday. Bitcoin dropped below 42K. It was down below it earlier this morning, traded back up in the afternoon, but now dropping back below 42K. So that's what Bitcoin's doing. And it's just kind of red all across. Even Shib had been above 10 here and now dropping down to 968. Shib has been kind of like almost like a stable coin lately. It's just Shib's doing nothing. It's like all the excitement has been Bonk, and Snack now starting to get a lot of attention, and these others. And I'm just like, so Shib's like dead, absolutely dead. Now there's talk of Satoshi trying to drum up some new thing that's going to be coming out between Christmas and New Year sometime. And a bunch more Shib tokens are going to be burned. But I don't know. Shib's just not been doing much lately. And Shib's still in the top 20. Maybe that's why it is, right? Shib just already had its huge gain, and now it just moves with the market, right? Up and down, up and down. And even then, not very volatile at all. But I still have a bag of Shib, and I'm holding on to someday when it may go crazy again, because we look at the Shib chart and we go to the week and we're like, Shib was way up here. November of 2021. So 2 years ago, it was up here at 80. Now it's at, or let's say it's around 10. It's just under that. That's an 8x, but that's a drop, right? My target, if Shib ever took off, was 50, right? I would do a 5x there. And that would be my target for selling, would be 50. But now I'm like, is it even going to get there? Who knows? Maybe 30, right? Maybe 30, a 3x, and I'm out. And then just roll that profit into something else. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm holding on to it because we could see Shib go on another run again. Just like, Bonk did nothing for almost a year and then took off. Shib could do that too. So I'm holding on to the Shib. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then good old Pepe. Well, I don't know what Pepe is going to do. Don't know. Look at Pepe is actually one that's in the green today. Pepe's been up and down a lot, so. But today in the green, we'll see. There's rumors like Pepe might get listed here or there, and it's just like. But again, it's just a meme coin. It doesn't do anything. Which is kind of what the hype is about Doge right now. Right? A Dogecoin on a moon, that really doesn't do anything, right? So we always have that with Doge, right? We always have that. But yet Doge's price still stays up despite 10,000 Dogecoin, right, being minted like every minute. And so you get all these Dogecoin coming in to miners, and miners, yeah, selling some, keeping some, who knows? But yet Dogecoin's price stays up despite that increasing supply. And we're waiting for those things that I talked about yesterday in my video, trends for 2024. What are we looking for Dogecoin? So if you missed yesterday's video, watch that. Dogecoin trends 2024. Because that's a good one too. That's what's coming. The Coinbase effect, Dogecoin rival Bonk soar 75%. Analyst projects 20x surge for the meme coin. And I'm like, no, I do not agree with that. It's already had its surge. In my opinion, it's not going to go 20x from here. So maybe I'm wrong and maybe I miss out, right? And me and my 280 million Bonk that I had that I sold, maybe I'll be kicking myself sometime next year. But I got in too late because I only trade on Coinbase. I didn't get in, when it was down, down, down. So that's my take on that. Will Bonk dethrone Doge? No. In a word, no. So that was the theme for today. And I'm like, no. Doge is having a pullback. Investor focus shifts to a new batch of memes. That's what we have right now. All the attention right now are on these other meme tokens. So a lot of capital flowing into Bonk. It's merged as one of the most popular meme coins of the year. However, Doge is poised to make a comeback. That's right. So once this whole Bonk thing goes, especially if the price really drops like I think it's going to, next week, all eyes will be on Dogecoin because Dogecoin's going to the moon. And this is what I tweeted or posted on X Twitter is, yes, just a little more than a week from now, it's a real Dogecoin to the real moon. That's what it is. So follow me on X Twitter if you haven't already, at Kriss. Having some fun there. Especially next week. I think it's going to be crazy for Dogecoin. Especially near the end of the week. Anticipation for this rocket launch. That's going to be wild. Everybody here, if you haven't hit the like button yet, do hit the like. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I always appreciate that support as well. What else is going on? Dogecoin price eyes a quick 8% move as a meme coin fever grips investors. And actually that hasn't happened. As Bonk was going up, Doge was going down. So that's what we had today. So I think it's going to be a delayed move higher for Dogecoin. It's just going to be delayed. So it could start as early as this weekend, and we could see some positive movement in Doge, but I think it's going to be next week. And we're going to see good trading next week for Dogecoin. My 12-cent end of the year prediction is still in play. It's still in play. So Dogecoin price likely to bounce. So we could see once we get up to like 10.6 cents and we get out of that range that it was in before and we get above, we could see 12 cents. Yeah, as JS says, been patient, will be patient. That's what Dogecoin is too, especially for some of you that have been around for years in the Dogecoin community. You know what the potential is for Doge. So Pepe meme coin decoding key on-chain metrics and trends. I think the big thing for Pepe, over 54% of Pepe addresses are currently profitable. So there's there's still a ton that are under still from that huge price thing that happened in May for Pepe. But Pepe network activity has notably declined over the past week, 30% decrease in creating new addresses. So Pepe, even though it was up a little today, a little bit in the green, overall, Pepe is not doing what Bonk is doing. So there's a lot of people patient with Pepe, thinking that it's going to go crazy again. I don't know. I don't own any Pepe. It's not traded on any of my exchanges that I trade on. So I'm not in the Pepe game. Dogecoin price outlook is a bullish breakout for Doge on the cards. So a lot of people looking at charts, talking about these Fibonacci resistance levels, fib support levels. Despite bearish signals, Doge seems to be finding support at the 0.382 Fibonacci level. We'll see. But the chart does look good for trading for Dogecoin next week. And that's what we're going to be watching. So I think next week is going to be an exciting week for Dogecoin. And join me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm live at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock East Coast time. I'll be live, and I'll sprinkle in videos in between. So watch for that. We'll be doing that. Lastly, Dogecoin miners dump 240 million tokens. Can Doge price still recover to 20 cents? How about 20 cents? So we're talking about Dogecoin continues to mint new Doge. Dogecoin is a proof of work cryptocurrency, right? You've heard me say this before about Doge. It's a proof of work cryptocurrency, meaning that there are miners that validate all the transactions on the blockchain, which is what keeps the Dogecoin chain secure. There's never been a hack of the Dogecoin blockchain. Never been a hack. A proof of work cryptocurrency that just the miners keep it secure and they get rewarded for it with new Dogecoin. And you can go to, if you've seen me do this before, dogechain.info. Just go to dogechain.info and you can see the new blocks being created on the blockchain and the rewards that are given out. Every minute, just about every minute, there is new Dogecoin minted, and it's given to the miners. And this is a pie chart showing the miners. It's done by their wallet. The DTZ STX gets about 18% of the time they get these blocks or these rewards of Doge. And the D6Z wallet gets about 7% of the time. The DMR3 gets about 6%. The DPW gets about 4%. And you can see it all right here. All that information is here. And these miners, I mean, well, some of them, right, are groups, right? And you can be part of the group, right? Assisting these miners. But yeah, that is and you can see all the transactions that are happening on the blockchain, all live. The Dogecoin blockchain is very busy. I mean, just tons of traffic on the Dogecoin blockchain. You can see all the transactions right here happening as they happen. And you can see how many transactions roll up every minute to be validated on the blockchain by a miner, and then the reward is given every minute. And here's the new block number. Look at that, over 5 million blocks now in the Dogecoin blockchain. Over 5 million now. And there's a new one created every minute. That's how it works. So, and the miners do have to sell because they have to pay for the electricity, right? And new rigs that they're buying and all of that to stay up to date in order to win those rewards of Dogecoin. So miners do sell, and hopefully they have a business model that's set up, continually mining Dogecoin and how much they sell to keep the lights on, right? That's going to be the big thing with Bitcoin halving coming up in April. There are probably some Bitcoin mining companies that are probably going to close up shop. And they're not going to be mining anymore. Because as soon as that reward is cut in half, hash rate will go up. The competition for those Bitcoin mining rewards is going to be that much more competitive. But that doesn't happen with Doge. Because Doge doesn't have a halving. It just keeps churning out new Dogecoin. So, and you can see it, dogechain.info, and you can see all the rewards being given out. That's how it works. 10,000 new Dogecoin every minute. Like clockwork. So there's that to cover. Right now, 9.36. Yeah, that red candle doesn't look great, but look what we had. From November 22nd, when we were down here at 7.2 cents. That wasn't too long ago. It's like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Dogecoin was down here, and look at this move, this major move up. Came up over 10 cents, back tested 9, and then moved back up. That's a classic trading chart there. So now what we want to see is, let me get that back in white. We want to see this low to be a higher low. That's what we want to see. And then we want to see this start to stair step back up with higher lows after coming and retesting 9 cents. That's what we like to see. So we'll be watching that, whether that is indeed that next stair step low, and then Dogecoin from there can then come up higher, come back, retest, come back over 10 cents, retest, and do something like that. That would be awesome. So that's what we'll be watching for Dogecoin. So what do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? That's what we got going on. So with Bonk, again, I don't know what that's going to do going forward. But I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of red. So we just dropped down to 22, now back up to 24, but the sell-off could continue lower. We could see that with Bonk. Looks like some people were buying Bonk down here at 22, 23. So there's going to be some buyers that just think Bonk is just going to keep moving up. So that may limit some of the sell-off and the effect on its price. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm out of the Bonk. And now I got some cash to throw at something else. So I can't wait. Looking forward to something new. Because I've got so much already invested on all these other things. Oh, and by the way, we also have our Kriss Packs DCA portfolio, which is still at 53% profit. And every coin is in profit. Everything's in profit from when we bought it. This portfolio is looking really good. Dogecoin is up 53%. Bitcoin is up 56%. Render is up 210%. Algorand is up 100%. This portfolio is looking pretty good. So if you want to be part of it, you can join my channel. Go to my YouTube channel, hit the join button, become a member. Also subscribe. I appreciate you being subscribed to me, but you're not in the game to get Dogecoin from me when we sell that big portfolio if you haven't joined the channel. So, yeah, Vamps, that's how Dogecoin trades. It does lag. But, I mean, the rest of the market, outside of Bonk, what Bonk did earlier, the rest of the market is down. I mean, go to the 4-hour chart and you see a big run up with Bitcoin, just like Dogecoin had, and then down, up, and down. Dogecoin did the same thing. Big run up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not that different. So just a little more of a percentage than Bitcoin today. Bitcoin's down 2%, Doge is down 4%. Cardano's down 5%. So Cardano's down even more than Doge is. So Dogecoin's just going to follow the market. And typically when the market is in red, Dogecoin tends to be more on the downside. But we'll get that Dogecoin news and we'll see. Dogecoin will take off. Next week's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. But now, this week, all the eyes were on Bonk. Bonk did its thing, and we'll see whether there's some more positive trading on Bonk or not. But I'm out of the Bonk game. So that's what I've got for today, guys. I hope you all are well. I'll probably put out a video over the weekend, maybe a short as well. I'd like to do those Sunday shorts. And then I'll be back live Monday, 5 o'clock. So join me then. I may be more like 5:15, 5:30, because I've got a late afternoon thing I got to do. But I will be on. Just watch for that. And look, what we've got next week coming in is Dogecoin to the moon. So let's do a little clip of Dogecoin, dancing Dogecoin. Why not? Ha! That's to keep you guys awake. I hope you guys are well. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.